What up, good people? It's your boy BTG, aka Bust Them Guns. We fresh off the range, back at you with another video. Let's say this video is for educational purposes only. We are in a safe and controlled environment, and we are not selling any firearms as well as any firearms accessories. And none of the weapons shown in the video have been modified to increase or enhance the firing mechanisms. So, got that out of the way. A little housekeeping. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. Like to have your support. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And likewise, we appreciate if you check, make sure that you are subscribed, because quite a few of the return viewers are not actually subscribed. But you think you are because YouTube recommends the content because you viewed it before. But that's that. We're trying to grow the channel. We just wanted to reflect in the numbers. We appreciate all the support, all the viewership. So let's get into the video. So today we're back at you with our bag gun. Our discreet bag gun, our ride or die, truck gun, whatever you want to call it. This is my daily. I got a couple of setups that I'll run depending on the scenario. Whether I'm traveling, if I'm local. This is my package. If I'm local, just want to put some additional firepower in the vehicle. This is what I'm riding with. So this is my Kriss Vector, as you can see in the title. Kriss Vector, 10 millimeter. And this bad boy hits hard, but the bounce on it is manageable. The recoil on these Kriss Vectors is minimal. That's one of the major selling points of it, other than the fact it's just a cool design. So it's a nice firearm. I've done a full tabletop review on this, on the setup. This was mainly to get the range footage in here, just trying to cover our sight systems, show you how it operates on the range, give you some function to go along with the visuals of the tabletop. So we're not going to spend a lot of time inside, but there are some new viewers that may not have seen the tabletop, so we will do a recap. We'll run through it a little quickly, and then we'll jump out to this range footage, and we'll get into some shooting. So let's start with just the setup itself, the bag. It's a pretty discreet setup. So let me get the visual here where you can see what I'm working with. But this is a setup to where you can rock this bad boy in public and no one will be none the wiser. So let me set it up to where you can see it. Okay, so this is our setup here. It's just a shoulder bag, laptop style bag. So just to look at it, you'll be none the wiser. You can walk around with this. You can get it out of your vehicle. No one would be concerned. I think you just got your laptop and some other business equipment in there. This is just a regular Samsonite bag. But the setup itself, you pop this open, and then we'll bring you on down to the table here. So this is our setup. Let me turn it around here. Dual zippers. Zip that bad boy down, and that's what we're working with. So you got magazines up top, and then you got the firearm in the bottom. So that's our setup. So you pop this out of here, and you are ready to go. It's got the folder on it, so you can fold that out. And let's go ahead and clear it before we go too far. I carry it with the Glock 15 round factory mag, with the SLR base plate on there. That's aluminum base plate. That's a real nice setup. Gives you a capacity of 20 right out the gate. And weapon is clear as well. So let's keep that in there. So that gives you a pretty much flush look with that SLR on there, but decent capacity right out of the bag. 20 or 10 millimeter is enough to pretty much bring anything to a halt. So as far as the other backups in here, I've got the SGM Tacticals. So you got that set up there. And then of course, we've got the Glock mags with the Kriss Vector bottoms on it. So you've got plenty of capacity. Got a couple of SGMs. I've got another of the SLRs in here. And that's what we're rocking with. So that gets it done. As far as the firearm, this bad boy is set up pretty clean, in my opinion. So I like the pistol red dot laser combos. So we got one on the end down here, nice and sleek, close to the rail. This piece here, this adapter, this is for a brass catcher that you can just slide on there. So if you want to catch your brass, you just slide that on there. And then we've got the backup irons, and these are actually Kriss Vector, just pop-up irons on here. and these are actually metal sights. And I like these because they're fairly low profile as well. As you can see how close they sit to the rail. And then as far as optic, we've got the 510C on here, the Holosun, in which I've, because I bought two of these, I bought an FTE and I bought a black one. And then I just took and swapped the hood out on them. So we got the contrast just to kind of go with the build. So this is an FTE. This brace on here, this is Laylax. That's the company that makes that angle brace for this here. And that just helps a whole lot with, because one of the main issues on this bad boy is the mag release is right here. So if you're holding it around here, it's easy to accidentally drop that mag. And I was doing it a lot when I first got it. So this piece here eliminated that. So no issues with that. You got some rails on here. You got a couple of Picatinny's on both sides. If you did want to add some on here. I'm not looking to add anything, so I just put the plastic covers on there just to kind of smooth that look out. This is the standard model. There is another model that's got the rail extension that comes off of here, and it's a little bit longer barrel, so you can put more extensions on there or more accessories. I wanted it as compact as possible because I knew I was going to be putting it in a bag, so that's why you see it the way you see it. On the back end here, we've got the folder on here. This bad boy here is nice and minimal. It doesn't take up a lot of space. You can see that's thin, so that lays pretty close to the gun. And it's got the little cheek well I put on there. So that's it. Pop it out. You just got a button there. Swing that bad boy around, and you're ready to go. So this fits right in this bag. It took me a while to find a bag that would fit it good and hold the magazines without looking like it was stressed out or like it was something heavy in there. So that's what we're working with. So that's kind of a quick overview on this bad boy. 10 millimeter. If you know these vectors, you know one of the claim to fames is the function system in here. The bolt is coming back and down. That's why the recoil is so light in here, because you're not getting that direct back. It's coming back and down, and how it does that efficiently, I don't know, but it does. It just worked. This bad boy is reliable. It hasn't jammed since I've had it. I've had it at least, I've had it over a couple of years. So it has not jammed on me. I haven't had any reliability issues. These come in full auto for the areas that can have that, and for those that are licensed to have it. And this system running in full auto efficiently is amazing. So it's tried and true. So if you want something with light recoil, they come in other calibers, 9mm, 45. Obviously this one is 10 millimeter, and I think there's a version in 40 as well. I think it is. But I like the 10, I like that hard hitting. And if you can get the 10 millimeter with reduced recoil, that's a win-win. And that's what this is. So that's kind of enough of a review. Texture on this here, there's not really much texture. It's rough, but it's not textured. So you're not getting any grip there, but this is still sufficient. I mean, if you want to put some grip tape on there to give you a little more texture, you could. But your hand is locked in there, so it's not going anywhere. The trigger on here is sufficient. It's nothing to rave about, but it's decent. So let's go like this. So that should take up. A little bit of take up, and you're right on the wall. Safety's on. A little take up, you're right on the wall. Pull through. And that's that. Reset. Reset's not too bad. The trigger is sufficient. It's not a light trigger, it's not a heavy trigger, so it's plenty adequate for what the package is. So no complaints on the trigger at all. This needs nothing changed on it. Put your optic on here, whatever you want as far as sighting, and you're ready to go. So let's jump out to the range. The way I did the range setup, we've got 3 different sighting setups on here. I started out with the red dot. We ran that. Then I switched over to the laser, made sure that was on, and from there we went to the irons. So let's go back and forth each one. Let's jump out there, take a look at the red dot at first, and then we'll come back in, and we're not going to keep you long. So let's head out to the range. All right, good people. So we're out here at the range, boy BTG. We got this bag gun here, our daily rider, Kriss Vector. So we're going to put some rounds to this bad boy. We've done the tabletop. So this is first range outing. So we're just going to run it through the paces, check the different sight setups. I'll let you check out the recoil on this unique. So let's put that in range. We've already played with this target a little bit in the center, so we're going to walk around the four corners and just see how we're dialed in with the red dot. So we're on that upper left. Let's see. I think she's dialed in. I think we're in there. Let's bring that in and take a look. I think the dot is on. We're on that upper left target there. Oh yeah, you can see that. So we're good there. Let's take it back out. We know we're dialed in. Play with it a little more. All right, welcome back. So as you can see, the red dot is pretty much dialed in. So we had no issues there. The last time I had this bad boy out, it was shooting dead on, so I didn't really expect anything to be different. I haven't really changed anything on it. So the red dot is nice and dialed in. I run with the circle dot reticle on this. That's what I prefer, and this is a green dot. So this bad boy is dialed in. We had no issues there. But the main takeaway, did you see how flat this bad boy shoots? If you look at the recoil, it's like barely moving. I mean, it's barely moving at all. And that's not even like holding it tight. That's just kind of holding it, but not really gripping down on it. So that's one of the main benefits of this Kriss Vector. That, and it's just a unique design. So you can really store this bad boy in a tight spot. And it's not heavy. I think the overall weight on this is about 5.5 pounds, I think. So that's pretty good. But we went straight from the red dot over to the laser. So let's pop out there, take a look at the laser. We played with that a little bit, and not a whole bunch of rounds. So we ran some rounds through here. So let's take a look at that, and then we'll come back in. So we're that's about 10 yards out where we are there. Still in vision. So got a laser on here as well. So let's check to see if this laser's dialed in. We're going to go to that upper right target. So take it off safety, probably help. Seems to be a little bit low, but barely. I'll hold a little higher. Yeah, we're just barely low. We probably could stand to adjust that up just a little. But for the sake of self-defense, because that's what this is, that bad boy is on. This bad boy does not seem to be locking back. The recoil on this thing, that's the unique thing about this Vector. The recoil is minimal, especially for a 10mm. So let's bring that in and see how we're looking on the laser. Yeah, so that's a tight group. It's just slightly low and barely to the right. So put on a small target like that, that's very sufficient. I like for it to be dead on, so I'll adjust that another time. But for the sake of what we're doing here, that's good. Take it back out. All right, so the laser, you can see it's shooting a little bit low and just slightly to the right. But even with that, that's a pretty small target that we're shooting with. So that slight bit low is still within the fist. So if you put your fist there, you're still covering that pattern. So as far as self-defense, that's dead on. But I will adjust it because I like, if I'm aiming dead center, I like for it to hit dead center. But I didn't want to take up too much time out on the range and stretch the video out. But I will adjust that laser to where it's dead on. But it is barely off. It's barely shooting a little bit low, but that's an easy fix right there. So in a self-defense situation, I know for me, if you do have time to deal with any of your sighting system, it's going to be the laser for me. But a lot of times you point and shoot. But if you do have time to select your sighting system, I'm going to be turning the laser on because that's going to give you best visibility as far as completely viewing your surroundings and still being able to be on target with both eyes open. So that's all where we are there. Went back out. Let's go back out. Played with the iron sights a little bit. My iron sight view is not what it used to be. I recently had surgery on one of my eyes, and it's actually on my shooting eye. So dead center of the vision is still slightly blurry. It's still recovering. So when I'm looking dead center, I'm kind of guessing. That's why I prefer the reticle with the circle dot, because I can put the circle on there, and I know if I got the circle overall that the dot is dead on. So until that's completely healed and back to normal, something like the iron sights, or if I'm just using strictly a dot without that circle dot, then it can be an issue. But it is what it is. Let's jump back out to the range, take a look at these irons. We played with the irons a little bit, and I still think that's sufficient for what we're working with. So let's head back out there. And we've got a set of iron sights on here. So we're going to see where those iron sights are. Now what we're shooting the factory Glock mags with the SLR base plate on there. So that gets us to 20. But we've got, for other options, we've got the SGM Tactical. And we also have the Glock with the Kriss Vector. So we're going to roll with that SGM Tactical. This Vector should run them off. Dots off. We are hot. We're going bottom left with the irons. Let's see. Looks like we're a little right. Let's see. That's probably on me. A little high. Let's bring it down. Close. Bring it down. Bring it down some. Let's see what we got here. We got for apertures. Aperture. Yeah, that might be better. Next safe. Let's bring that in. See what we're looking like with the irons here. So the iron's a little bit looser at bottom left target there. We're pulling a little to the right and kind of bouncing a bit more. I switched to the smaller iron here and tighten it up a bit. All right, so as you can see with the irons, kind of bouncing around a little bit, but still a decent of enough group to where you'd be on target. If we were shooting steel, we'd be banging steel every time. So that's the benefit there. I'm a stickler. If I'm shooting dead center, I like to hit dead center, so I don't like to bounce around, but it is what it is, you know. Got an issue dealing with, so that's not an excuse, but just the fact of the matter. But I like having all three sighting options. I like having the irons. On this package, that is a short sight radius, but I mean, no different than a handgun, so it's actually way more than a handgun. So no excuse there, but I really like the low profile of these irons. I actually put these same iron sights on that AR9 that I just built. I had them on this and I liked them, so I bought an extra set and they just came in handy. Once I did the AR9 build, I threw them right on there. So that's a nice, and they've got a nice tactile click to it, popping them up. No button or nothing, they're just spring loaded and got detent, so pop it back down, and there you go. So I like that. The brass catcher, that's upstairs. I didn't have it with me. But this is a nice brass catcher. Nothing expensive. It just slides on there and locks on. And there you have it. But we shot with the iron sights, played with it a little bit, and then we went back to the laser. So let's jump out there, finish up on the laser, and then we'll come back in and we'll close it out. So let's head back out to the range. Just to test. I like to run all the mags. We're just going to run some through the one with the Vector base pad and that center target, and then we'll wrap it up and finish on the other side. We're going back to our dot. The dot's back on. She runs. Make that safe. Bring it in. Yeah, so we took the heart out that bad boy. So we're gonna leave it right there. We'll finish up on the tabletop. Got some more pieces to get into here for this range visit. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Holla. All right. So as you can see, we finished this bad boy off dead center, and we took the heart out that target. So that red dot is dead on, and this bad boy is still laying dead flat. So that's what you want. I think they do sell an enhanced charging lever for this, but this works for me. I don't need anything additional. It lays right down on there, so I like that. So I'm good with that. This bad boy, how you see it, is how it's going to be. For the purposes serving, it fits ideal in this bag. But I just wanted to get some range footage with it because I hadn't had it out to the range on video, on camera. Had it out a few times, but not necessarily filmed it. So there you have it. This is our Kriss Vector, chambered in 10mm. This is our bag gun. It's an ideal bag gun. The weight is not overbearing, and the size is definitely gives you plenty of options as far as how you want to carry it. So it's your boy BTG, aka Bust Them Guns. Check us out on the other platforms, at Bust Them Guns on Instagram, Facebook, as well as Rumble. Keep an eye out. We got a new build that's going to be in the mix. We're doing that SIG P365. Got the Icarus frame for that, and that's going to be an FDES worked inspired build. So that thing's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. So keep an eye out on that. And I got a short up on this as well. So check that out. Till next time, holla.